How can you think clearly, think as a human being, who is actually the rest of humanity? This is the state of every human being. That's his consciousness. So you are actually the rest of mankind. This is not a logical conclusion. This is a fact. We went into it the other day because you must understand this fact. Otherwise you won't understand, as we talk about death furthermore, you won't understand the significance of it, which is your consciousness with its content. The content is the belief, the dogmas, the name, the form, the pains, anxieties, loneliness, despair, depression, desire, all that is you. All that is what you are, actually. This consciousness is the consciousness of all human beings. Right? This is logical. But if you merely reduce to logic and then conclude, then it has no value. But if you feel the depth of it, the extraordinary beauty of it, the strength of it, that you are the rest of mankind, that's a fact. And when you feel it in your blood, in your heart, in your mind, then you are no longer an individual. I know it's difficult for you to swallow this or even to think about it because you are conditioned to be an individual. But you are not. You may be tall, you may be short, or clever, and so on the peripheral level, on the outside. But inside, you are like the rest of mankind. Please, sir. So, if you are the rest of mankind, you are the mankind, then what is your responsibility to man? What's your responsibility to what is happening in the world? Probably you never asked this question of yourself. You say, my responsibility is to my family, to my country. But the idea of your country is just another invention of thought. So please examine your daily life. And when you ask the question, what's your responsibility to the rest of mankind? The rest of mankind is destroying itself. You may live safely in Calcutta, I doubt it. In this filthy city, poverty-ridden country. Each one is destroying the other. And exploiting on all the rest of it. So you have to find out for yourself what is your responsibility, what is right action in front of all this. You can't escape from it. You may limit yourself to certain immediate responsibilities, but you are a human being who is the rest of mankind, so you are also responsible for mankind. So your consciousness is not yours. It is shared by all human beings living on this earth. They all go through every kind of misery, every kind of suffering. Pain, anxiety, despair, and the feeling of utter loneliness. So, if you're at all aware of what is happening in the world, then you have to ask yourself, what is your responsibility? What is your action? And as we have not time to go into that, what is right action in front of this, we haven't time. Perhaps we'll talk about it in Madras and other places. And if you are interested, read some rotten book, he will tell you about it. So, now you think you are an individual. You think you are separate from the rest of mankind. And then you ask, what happens to me after I die? Do I not incarnate? So let us examine that very closely. What are you? When you say, I want to be born next life, I believe in reincarnation, and so on, what is it that is going to be reborn? What are you? Please examine it. Let's examine it together dispassionately. You are the name, the form, the body. You are what you think. You are the result of your education, if you have one. And the education is so rotten. It only conditions you to become some engineer, clerk, or this or that. They don't educate you to understand the whole beauty, the wholeness of life. They only give you a lot of knowledge so that you can act either skillfully or not in the world. That's not education. That's one part, very small part of education. Education is the cultivation of the whole human being. The unfoldment, the flowering of a human mind. Not crippled by specialization. Again, we haven't time to go into that. So, what are you? Are you a series of words? Please listen. Series of ideas? A repetitive memory? a continuity of conviction, that all this is a verbal structure, right?